Greetings, YouTube. If Bob is at the office one day and he walks up to Steve and says, "Hey, Steve, you want to come over for the game Sunday?" And Steve says, "I'm taking the kids sledding." Bob understands that Steve has a previous engagement. Steve does not have to look Bob straight in the eye and go, "No!" That is not required. Our social conventions make it very clear to Bob that Steve has a previous engagement. In this particular case, he's taking his kids sledding. But if Bob's at a bar and he asks a woman for her number and she says that she has a boyfriend, some guys out there, some Bobs, will not take that as a statement that she has a previous engagement, in this case with another person. Some Bobs will take that as the opening bid in a negotiation and will keep pestering that woman until eventually she gets sick of his bullshit and leaves or walks away, or he finally gets tired. Some Bobs, though, they don't give up. Some Bobs will wait until she's had some more drinks. Some Bobs will help them along with a little addition to their drink in the form of some form of drug. Some Bobs will press them at a party to the point where they simply take what they want. And for some reason, for some Bobs out there, consent is mysterious. They don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to them. And yet at the office, talking to Steve, the understanding that someone has a previous engagement, the understanding of what consent is not a mystery. It is easy to understand. But where women are involved, for some weird reason, it is a mystery. It's just too complicated. What do these women want? They seem to think that you can arrange your consent when you're sober. She said it was okay that I had sex with her when she was unconscious. You can't grant consent when you're unconscious. You can't prearrange consent. Well, she didn't fight back. That's not consent. She didn't say anything. That's not consent. Consent is an enthusiastic response. And if you don't know what an enthusiastic nonverbal response is, you have my deepest sympathy. Because it isn't difficult to understand what an enthusiastic nonverbal response is. It also isn't difficult to understand what a nonverbal unenthusiastic response is. Except, of course, some Bobs ignore those. They imagine that every woman is giving off nonverbal consent and no woman is giving off non-consent. No woman is saying no. So why is it that for some Bobs out there, consent is so mysterious? Could it be because that mystery is their smokescreen? The deniability they hide behind so they get what they want? They impose themselves on another person. They get to be in control. Is that mystery about consent because they're monstrously immoral? Because they're either rapists in training or rapists in reality?